teach you what is vakri or the retrograde motion that is observed in jyotisha astrology. It is very important that you understand this thing deeply scientifically, not just knowing the name. Over here, if you see, this is the condition or the motion of the planets or the grahas around sun. The observer here is on the sun, or we are doing this sun based observation. That is fine. Now these are three grahas over here. This is the nearest one, that is the Buddha, which is very fast, then the Shukra, Venus, then the Earth. Now this is very normal, like the motion is going. But now if you see at the right side, everything is same. Now even the Earth is doing the rotation around the sun. It is going very well. But at the same time, I have added some motion trails to these grahas. How they do the roundabout of the Earth, because the observer is on the Earth. Now we have to do the observation from the Earth. What are you observing? You just saw something doing a kind of very peculiar motion or very distinct motion. This is the vakri. This did jump something, a kind of backward motion. So this is the moment a graha or a planet goes vakri or retrograde, and in jyotisha this creates confusions and problems. Vakri means something that is deceiving, something that doesn't go right, doesn't follow the rules. That is the thing about it. If you know, the Ganesha is called Vakratunda Mahakaya. Vakratunda means one with the turned trunk. So that is the meaning of Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samprabha. Now this is the Buddha. This is the nearest graha, that is Mercury, that just did the Vakri or the retrograde. Now this is the Venus or the Shukra. This is going retro now, retrograde. Now here is the duration of these retrograde motions. The Mercury or the Buddha will remain Vakri for 24 days, and it will happen 3-4 times. Then Shukra or the Venus 42 days, and it will happen every 18 months. Mangal in 2 years it will happen once, and it will remain Vakri for 60 to 80 days, very long period. Jupiter for 120 days once a year, and this is the data about them. And Rahu and Ketu are always Vakri. That is a different story. I will make a different video on that. Now the Shani goes Vakri for a very long duration. Now if we go back into that thing again, this Vakri motion, it is also important to know that at the same time many planets or grahas can be Vakri. It is not just one graha. I mean, at any time, like only one graha should be Vakri. It depends on their motion, and at one time a lot of grahas, I mean even 2, 3, 4 can be Vakri. So that is like a moment of intense energy, intense confusion. So what does Vakri or the retrograde do in Jyotisha? It is specially denoted, specially observed, like if a graha is doing Vakri or going Vakri, about to go Vakri, these things are very important. So if you know this thing, like with the help of a scientific diagram, how this thing happens, it will be of really immense helpful. So here what are you seeing? This Shukra or the Venus just did a Vakri. Over here this one Buddha or Mercury just did a retrograde. Now look for the green one. This is the Mars. Mars is slower than Earth. What happens when these grahas pass by the Earth? The slower ones will appear to slow down, and the faster one will appear to go otherwise. So that is the reason what we see, it just went retrograde. This kind of motion is retrograde. This is the thing about the retrograde. Hope you got the idea of the retrograde, what this thing exactly is. Take a look how they are going Vakri. Since this is like speed up version, these things happen very slowly, they take their time, but the idea is very clear how the Vakri actually happens. These motion trails are explaining them very nicely. Thank you.